Tom Feldmann here, playingcountryblues.com, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the best strings to use when playing acoustic blues guitar. Let's get into it. I'm Tom Feldmann, and this is Play Country Blues. So the number one question I receive is, what strings should I be using to play acoustic blues guitar? And my answer has always been and will always be whatever strings you want to use. There is no set of strings. There's no magic strings out there. I don't care what the brand, what the marketing technique is, what the materials are. Nothing out there is going to make you play this style more authentically or sound better or play better. There's just no string out there, because you have to remember, the only thing that strings can do, in fact, the only thing the guitar can do, is reflect your ability. It's going to reflect your tone. It's going to reflect your skill. It's going to reflect your technique or lack of. That's all that it can do. And that's all the strings are going to do. And you might be going, great, so what strings should I buy? I would buy a variety. I would buy phosphor bronze, I'd buy 80/20s, I'd buy silk and steel, and try them and see which ones feel the best to you and to your hands and to your fingers. The sound is going to vary slightly from different materials, and I've used them all, even nylon strings. All of those just reflect your ability. And speaking of nylon strings, that is an amazing sound, specifically when used by John Lee Hooker. Take a look at him playing Tupelo Blues or Maddie, or listen to his albums, The Country Blues of John Lee Hooker or Burning Hell. He's using a nylon string Martin, and that is as rootsy and deep blues sounding as any guitar I've ever heard. And again, he's using nylon strings, which you would not typically associate with this style of music. So, what do you want to use? Whatever it is that feels best to you. Again, feel to me is so much more important than what did they use back in the 1920s, 1930s, or the 1960s, or any of that kind of stuff. Should I use vintage steel? Is that more authentic to the sound? No, it is not. Should I use phosphor bronze or 80/20 or silk and steel? Again, if those feel good to you, use what feels good to you. I use phosphor bronze strings because I prefer the feel of those. Most recently, I've been endorsed by DR strings. The best strings are the free strings. Those are the best strings you can find. And so again, full transparency, I use DR strings because I get them for free. Are they the best sounding string out there? Again, no, they're all pretty even. I mean, whether it's Martin strings or Diodario or John Pierce or DR or Ernie Ball or whomever it is, they're all pretty similar. Again, the feel is a little bit different on a lot of those brands, and that's what I go by. But DR strings, I get them for free. If they stop giving them to me for free today, am I still going to purchase them? No, I am not going to purchase them. I am going to try to find another company to give me free strings. If they don't give them to me for free, what am I doing then? Because the majority of you out there are not getting free strings. Well, I would find a brand that I believe in. Who do I want to support? And then I would buy from them consistently. If there was multiple brands that I feel comfortable buying from, or just go to juststrings.com or Stringjoy or, again, any of the major manufacturers out there, I would find which ones are the cheapest price at the time of me ordering strings at that time, and I would buy those strings. Now, to me, the tension of the string is paramount as you've progressed in the skill of learning how to play the guitar. And what do I mean by that? Well, you may be using too heavy of a tension based on where you are right now as a player. If you are new to playing the acoustic guitar, you should be using, in my opinion, a custom light or extra light gauge string set. I don't care what kind of guitar you have, because you have not built up the strength or the calluses in your fingers to handle a light gauge string or medium gauge string. You can get there, but to build up the skill of playing the guitar, go lighter, especially again, if you're new to this style or new to the acoustic guitar. Opposite is true for slide playing though. If you're new to playing slide guitar, get a heavy gauge string set, specifically if you're tuning down to open D and open G. If you're tuning up to open A or open E, your light gauge string set will be fine. But if you're tuning down, get a heavy gauge string set, because now you're having more tension on the strings, which is going to make slide playing so much easier because you're not going to be knocking the frets, which is so problematic when you're first learning how to play slide. Once you've developed the skill of playing the guitar, slide or otherwise, you can then adjust the string tension based on your preference. And again, I keep going back to your preference because, as I said in the beginning, there's no magic string set out there. And I know some of the thought process behind the asking of the question, what is the best string for playing blues guitar, is because there's a hope that if I get the right string, then it's going to magically allow me to play this music the way that I am hoping that I can play it. The only way to get better, the only way to get to where you want to go, is by doing the work and practicing, being consistent with your playing, being focused on what you're doing, having fun, and again, not relying on the string to produce your tone, but developing your hand to be able to create the tone. All right, ending it here. PlayCountryBlues.com. Take care.